Live with Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports prepared. Live with Ches, live up next. Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.
Hello, how is everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode of Live with Ches. I'm your humble host, Cameron Chester, and today we are talking NFL. Let's get right into it. The NFL has officially banned the hip drop tackle after a vote at the spring owners meeting. League execs and owners have been focusing mainly on banning the hip drop tackle, while league competition committee executive vice president Jeff Miller said results in about 25 times rate of injuries as a typical tackle. There's been controversy. Players have came out and complained about this new rule, and people are calling it soft, and the NFL has changed, and NFL had a great example. I'm 50-50 on this. The NFL did have a great example when Tony Pollard got dragged down and broke his femur, I want to say it was, and that was painful to see. It's definitely going to have an effect on the game, and defense, it's getting stricter and stricter on defenses. We all know the quarterback rules and all that, but yeah, it's going to be tough for defenses now. The Miami Dolphins have reportedly offered Odell Beckham a contract. Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniels confirmed this report at the NFL league meeting. It would be a decent fit for Odell. He would be the third option behind Hill and Waddle. His performance at Baltimore wasn't the greatest, but I think he can have a slight impact in Miami. Miami's more of the passing team. But it's just I don't know, Tua, I want to believe it Tua, but I don't know. He might start complaining about Tua the way he complained about Baker and all them. Speaking of free agency, there are so many big names left in free agency right now for the NFL. Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham, of course, like I said earlier, Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Boyd, Michael Gallup, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Ryan Tannehill, Carson Wentz, J.K. Dobbins, Cordell Patterson, Ezekiel Elliott, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Logan Thomas, D.J. Humphries, Andreas P., Connor Williams, Dalton Risner, Calais Campbell, Jadeveon Clowney, Tyler Bowser, Zach Cunningham, Kwan Alexander, Justin Simmons, Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs, Michael Hyde, Eddie Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, Xavier Howard, Adoree Jackson, Tre'Davious White, Steven Nelson, Avonte Maddox, crazy amount of names. Granted, a lot of these players' primes are starting to get past them. A lot of them are injury prone, and you can see teams are being very cautious and may lead to sticking to the draft. But a lot of big names still. Now let's get right into our first ever NFC draft needs. So for the NFC, we're starting with the NFC East. We're starting with the New York Giants. QB isn't completely off the table for the New York Giants. After another disappointing season from Daniel Jones in 2023, QB has to be on the table for them. And there are rumors circling around that the Giants are trying to move up in the draft, and they are really interested in Drake May and JJ McCarthy. Wide receiver is also needed. They need more firepower to take off the top. Offensive guards and also right tackle should definitely be something they look at. More edge depth wouldn't hurt for the defense. And, of course, the elephant in the room, the running back position. Devin Singletary is okay. I think they kind of overpaid with him. But you lost Saquon. You need a running back. You need maybe a backup or somebody that could possibly take over. The Washington Commanders. We all know the Commanders are looking for a quarterback. They hold the second pick in the draft. The Commanders have nice weapons, but they need a franchise quarterback to get over the hump. It will most likely be between May or Daniels, who the Commanders will have to decide between. Adding to O-line is needed, especially at guard. Offensive tackle wouldn't hurt either. Now, on the defensive side, they need to pay close attention to the edge position, especially since they traded away Sweat and Young, and they also need a true anchor in the middle at linebacker position. the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles do not need to add too much. They took care of a lot of open slots during free agency. They should definitely pay attention to the defensive back squad during the draft. Their first task should be looking at cornerback. James Bradbury did not have a great season, and another corner across from Slay would be very beneficial for them. They signed CJ Gardner-Johnson back to Philly, but they should add some safety depth also. They can also look at linebacker and edge rusher in the later rounds. Now, the Dallas Cowboys. Tyron Smith had a great season, but the New York Jets took him away from Dallas in free agency. Offensive tackle and offensive guard are giant needs right now, especially how much you're paying Dak. You definitely need to protect him. Adding to the linebacker room would be great, especially since Vander Esch retired. And Micah, I love Micah, but like edge rusher prime, that's him. That's all him. Like edge rusher, yes. They need somebody who can also stand in the middle and just hold that fort. That's who Dallas needs. They need somebody in the middle that's solidly in the middle. Cornerback is a heavy need also. Stephon Gilmore is still a free agent. Diggs is coming back from an injury, and they only re-signed Jordan Lewis to a 1-year deal. Defensive tackle, that wouldn't hurt. Adding more depth to that position in the later rounds wouldn't hurt. Something that intrigues me though is wide receiver. I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas went after a wide receiver in the draft. Gallup is still a free agent. Brandon Cooks isn't young, and you're gonna have to pay CD, so not a lot of money will be around. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas went after some of the top young receivers in this draft. And that's gonna be all, folks. Tell me what you think. Like and subscribe, comment. Yeah, that's gonna be all, folks. It's been Live with Ches.
Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.